What is up, lads and lasses? Back at it again, and today we are going to be talking about, is Flavius outshining Orhan? And we're going to be talking about the battle for screen presence. Now, they say a hero is only as good as his villain, but what happens when the villain is better? We need to have a difficult conversation today. We need to talk about charisma. We need to talk about the it factor. And if you guys have been watching the latest episodes, 5, 6, 7, you felt the shift in the air. The comment sections are flooding with the same sentiment. Why can't I take my eyes off of the antagonist Flavius? Flavius is stealing the show. Flavius this, Flavius that. I'm even seeing Arabic comments, random comments on Instagram, and everyone is, basically talking up about Flavius. And why is our new hero Osman Bay feel like he's disappearing in his own show? We are going to look at the battle for screen presence. We're going to talk about the impossible shadow of Burak Özçivit and the undeniable swagger of Flavius and the slow, painful growth of Orhan Gazi. Now, before we critique the new Orhan, Mert, the new actor, we have to acknowledge the absolute mountain he has to climb. For years, Burak Özçivit didn't just play Osman Bay, he became a force of nature on the screen. Love him or hate him, when Burak walked into the tent, the air changed. His glare could silence a room. He had the intensity that was built over hundreds of episodes, right? Ertuğrul, obviously, he was like the golden star, right? He felt the character when he acted. You felt, that character. He played him so well. Ertuğrul had that balance of like being a physical and great presence, but also just acting really well. Burak Özçivit undeniably had just natural charisma and natural presence that he could rely upon. Even if he was like winging it during some acting scenes, he still had that presence, that aura. Now, Orhan, unfortunately, after like a half a decade, of associating the Bay leadership with Burak Özçivit's like special brand of intense masculinity, suddenly we have an actor who is quieter, perhaps more thoughtful, and physically smaller in screen presence. It's the classic sequel problem. It's like trying to be the lead singer of like Queen after Freddie Mercury, right? The issue isn't necessarily that Mert is doing a bad job. It's that the ghost of Prime Osman is haunting every frame he's in. The viewers aren't judging Orhan on his own merits, they're judging him against a legend. But while Orhan is struggling under that shadow, someone else stepped into the light. Let's talk about Flavius, right? The internet is obsessed with this guy right now. I mean, the Osman, Ertuğrul community. And I get it, He's absolutely owned the screen because, I'd say a part of it is because villains have more freedom than heroes, right? Heroes carry like a certain responsibility, morality, so on and so forth. But he's having like this crazy character arc, right? Where he's like first of all, he has that presence, right? He has that presence, that physique. Second of all, he has the acting ability. Third of all, and most importantly, he has a wonderful, wonderful script written out for him. He has a character arc where he's strong and everything, and a great villain, but also you can see he's kind of cracking. He's not completely convicted about his revenge. He's curious about his father. He's fallen in love with a character who is on our side, and he's just very conflicted, right? He has nuance, all right? And again, the actor, he has swagger. He can put some spice into his performance. When he's on screen, you don't know what he's gonna do next, but you're gonna enjoy watching what he's gonna do. His delivery is crisp. His presence is good. He commands attention, and he has that confidence, that we want to see in Orhan. He looks like he belongs to be in charge, even if he's the bad guy. Right now, he's the most dynamic energy in the show. So again, where does that leave Orhan, right? Many fans are calling his performance underwhelming, and let's analyze why. Obviously, part one is the visual costuming psychology, right? He's already like small as it is, right? And when they gave him like the kind of the tighter kaftan and that kind of thing, it just really again emphasizes his kind of small demeanor and stature and frame. I mean, that guy needs to go to the gym, bro. He needs to bulk up. Like, that guy needs to go on a bulking season, guys. Like, he needs to eat like 5 steaks a day. 12 eggs in the morning. Some Turkish meaty desserts at night. But they've been trying to do some other stuff, right? Like they've been trying to like add some headgear to him, right? The turban, that's kind of helping, right? It adds height, it adds authority. He's been wearing like armor lately to kind of like falsely show that he has a bigger frame. But the crazy thing is, even when he's like before the armor and the turban, right? Like I think through episodes 1 and 4, he stands and all his Alps, even the most basic Alp, who I can't even remember his name, Kara Ali or Kara Halil or Kara whatever, Kara Bara and blah 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 Alp, you know, they all look bigger than him, right? Even that freaking Samsa Chavush from Timu looks bigger than him, right? I mean, that guy is pretty big, I can't lie. But then also, the writing, right? Okay, here's what I said. They're trying to present a more stoic and calm Alp, right? You know, normally Ertugrul was, you know, and Osman, they had that fire in them, that reactive fire in them, but Orhan is a little more calculating. I like that. I like that stoicness. I like that change. But at the same time, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. He doesn't have that, just that presence in his line delivery, right? And we have to remember, I think he's on a slow burn arc, and they want to show us like the uncertain prince, you know, becoming the confident sultan, and they want to show him, I don't know. I can't even really put to words what his arc is. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It also doesn't help that, you know, behind him he has a old, bewildered man. You know, this is not Osman. Hashtag not my Osman. Right? This dynamic is complicated by the current state of Osman Bay himself, dude. It hurts to say this because this actor is legendary. He played the real Osman. And in episode 1, I mean, that guy was looking good. He was in the battlefield, you know, he was doing good choreography. He was standing tall. You know what I mean? But like, now every single scene, it looks like he's lost, bro. He looks like Joe Biden. He's the Joe Biden of Osman right now. That's crazy to me, bro. I don't know, man. It's like we love the legend, you know, but the depiction of older Osman is contributing to this problem. And the writing seems unsure of what to do with him. You know what I mean? Like, normally when you have like an older character, you know, the previous Bay, they're supposed to be an authority figure for most of that season until they give off the Bayship, right? And then they're supposed to like slowly, like, you know, leave the series, die out, whatever, right? But now we're gonna have an entire, I don't know, 23 episodes of Osman just in the background and lost, and I don't know, you know, it's at least, you know, Osman, when they showed Ertugrul as an old man, he was sharp, you know, he was winning battles of wits with Nicola, right, a younger, like, you know, modern commander. I mean, he was a threat to deal with. He was a terrifying elder statesman, but unfortunately this old, bewildered, lost Osman, who doesn't even know he's on the set sometimes, I feel like, just scary to me, you know, it's just tragic. But again, Flavius is carrying. He's literally carrying, you know. So right now we're in a strange transition period where we have a villain who is out charming the hero, a legendary father who seems to be fading away and just lost on every scene, and Orhan needs his moment. I feel like the episode 5, you know, that coronation, it was good, right? It was you know, he's wearing the armor, he's wearing the turban, and he's starting to feel like that presence is starting to show itself. But I almost feel like it's a little too late. 5 episodes in, you know what I mean? And the other problem is, it's just like, we already got that first impression, and it's gonna be a even tougher mountain to climb, the already steep mountain, now that he has to like really show off that presence, really make up that presence throughout the season. I don't know how they're gonna do it, you know. It's just tough, but we'll see what happens, you know. Obviously right now my opinion is that Flavius is carrying the show. We have to be patient with Orhan's slow development, you know. I think the actor is good, the character is good, but it's just the development hasn't been that great. And we'll see what happens, you know. Hopefully season 2 Orhan gets a bulk, or they just kind of like scrap the show altogether and make a new show, Sultan Orhan, with a new actor, you know what I mean. But we'll see what happens. Alright, let me hear your honest thoughts in the comments below. If you like this analysis, drop a like, subscribe to the channel below, and let me know what y'all think of the current state of the Kurulus Osman Orhan Kurulus Ertugrul series. Peace out.